And you have super high armor and usually pretty low HP as well, right? So
Yep.
Lifestealer doesn't get a massive amount of value from it.
Yeah, I
And
wonder.
we've been seeing like 15-minute E-blades come out of Morphling, so early game hero, especially when he gets the itemization going.
Mhm. What do you pick for general here on FlyToMoon? What's his
That's the
hero?
question.
What's his hero here? What's
Team
sick
Secret's
for them?
turn to ban.
Do you see like a bait and switch? Like General's not going to play Ember, right? That's Iceberg, V-Tune Lifestealer, Jakiro for always want to fly, and then like a low dance Rubik. That's kind of set in stone.
Yeah, I think so. When you look at, if you don't know Secret and you look at their draft, you could be fooled that Puck is a core, but because you know Secret, you're
10
mostly
seconds
expecting
remaining.
Puppy to be playing it. Even though they are still flexible, they could switch things up,
5
make that Puck a
seconds
core.
remaining.
But on the side of FlyToMoon, though, it's always obvious. Like this team is owning in the CIS. It's been owning some EU teams as well. But every time they draft, you really can see what they're. You can tell their lanes. Their cards are always open. So they ban out the Abaddon. That's interesting. And I don't know. I'm just looking at all the general heroes and trying to think about what's good here for them.
Right, so it's a difficult choice to make. And everything is being banned out or picked already, right? There's no Beastmaster, no Prophet, no
Mhm.
Batrider, Pango, Beastmaster, they're all gone. Queen of Pain's
Yeah,
out.
your clockwork isn't really that great. It's not banned out, but you're playing versus Morphling versus Puck on the lane. You can't really pressure them a lot. And then you're playing versus Lone Druid too. It could be good though. You would be able to set up some spells for Jakiro, let's say. If you hook in and cogs, even if he gets the bear in and Savage Roars you still would have Jakiro with Micropyre. You would give Lifestealer that vessel to work with. Uh,
It's like it doesn't feel good picking Necro into like Morphling Puck
yeah,
Earthshaker, but I think it's maybe a decent option.
it is a decent option. You're right, but then again, silence from the puck, Morphling with E-Blade
Yeah.
later on could be problematic.
I have
Uh,
the same issue with like Timbersaw, for example. Like it could be a decent Timber game, but there are already, questions that have been answered
Team
by Secret's
Secret's
draft.
turn to pick.
That's a good ban. Remember
Ooh.
Liquid? They picked
Radiant team
offlane Ancient Apparition. They picked offlane Ancient Apparition and they won versus Morphling with it, and they just crushed. So it's a pretty good ban. I'm not sure if FlyToMoon would be willing to play the way Boxy did, but it's a pretty good ban by Team Secret.
I like this Legion last pick as well. Good laning
10 seconds
opponent against
remaining.
Lifestealer. We've seen her historically do very well, especially if you can drag
5
supports away from the
seconds
lane
remaining.
and leave her in a 1v1 naturally,
So,
which is something that Puck is exceptional at doing, right? Playing off lane, near creep camps, near runes.
if Puck is with her, even maybe Shaker is with her, right? Like even though I would like that a lot, I would. The problem is if you put Puck with Legion, he really can't deal with Jakiro. He can't trade. He can't pull the Jakiro away from the lane because one dual breath or two, and he's already very low. Let's just see.
You may
Oh,
now select your
oh,
heroes.
oh! All
It
right.
is a general Ember Spirit.
A good old Iceberg OD. General, let's say a year ago, got so much MMR spamming Ember. I remember watching him. His last like 30 games were literally Ember Spirit plus one or two, something else, but mostly Ember. So he definitely can play the hero well. And OD, I'm just thinking if they put Matu mid lane, it's not going to be that easy for the OD, right? Versus the lone druid. But it
Yeah,
is a not good OD game, right? You have multiple saves.
yeah, you can save up against this
10
Legion
seconds
duel, against the
remaining.
Nisha Morphling. But yeah, like Lone Druid and Razor were always like the two heroes where you like snap pick against OD, and you're picking OD into a Lone Druid here from a Timberman.
Yeah. It's an
And
iceberg
again,
hero.
it's that's true. But again, it's that situation where you get to you have that last pick of the draft, and you don't have any good options. You always have to really kind of favor the opponent's side that has put you into that corner. You've got backs up against the walls.
Yep. But then again, let me ask you this: you're in the lower bracket. You're playing versus Secret. even if you're FlyToMoon, you have to prepare something special for them, right? And we haven't seen them play this OD in a really long time. Maybe it's something that Iceberg has been practicing again, something that isn't really picked in pubs, but now he'll show us. Please don't make me look like a fool. Iceberg, do something with this OD. Now he's gonna show us how it works.
0-6. He goes like 0-6 in lane, like lizZard. Yeah, forget it, man.
2 rotations
no,
from the Absor with fissures.
And he's done for. No, I think you're absolutely right, though. You have to step out of the box a little bit and think, hey, our normal drafting style, our normal picks in this kind of obvious and open drafting style that we've got that other people are reading very easily hasn't worked up against Secret because we're just getting out-drafted so hard and outplayed in the lanes.
Let's see, they are tipping him. Aloha Dance just tipped OD, so they believe. Hope it's not one of those sarcastic tips, when you start the game and someone picks a hero you don't really like.
No, that is the thing, right? Because I think it was like a month ago. I think Lacoste and I were casting an FTM game, and it was that situation again where they had very last pick and they were kind of struggling to find this one hero. And I'm pretty sure, like I don't know this 100%, but it very often feels like, and I've seen a couple of players say it, Iceberg likes to call his hero. And he's like, I want to play this. This is good here, and his captain will let him go along with it. And they picked Lina in this game as a last pick, and it kind of looked an okay Lina game. But as heroes spawned and everyone had started moving out of the fountain, 2 or 3 members of his team like always want to fly and Aloha Dance were like, no, not just tipping him, but all chatting. I don't know what my mid laner thinks, but he wanted Lina, and I think it's bad. Like, look, legitimately, like our mid laner is crazy. He wanted to play Lina.
It does happen to them a lot, right? And like, look, he's goddamn tattooed all over his, I don't know, body. He's a boxer. He used to be a professional boxer or some shit. If he says he wants Lina, you give the dude a Lina. You don't argue with that, right? Like, are you gonna fight him? No. Give him Lina. End of the story.
It has to be said, confidence is a powerful thing in Dota 2. Being confident on these heroes and confident in your own actions.
That's a very good point. You can see even on the mini, like let's say some not so great things in the pro scene, but if you're playing a shaker and you're not confident with that fissure, every time you swing again, you're gonna miss. Every time you swing again, the fissure is going to be on the wrong side because you missed that second. You missed that opportunity.
Yeah, hesitation can be the downfall of a lot of players and teams. As what you kind of learn this, playing sports or playing video games, esports, whatever. But if everyone's on the same page, everyone doing a poorly planned execution is better than everyone doing different executions. Make sure everyone's on the same page and you'll get something done.
Yeah, when the game goes full, you just go with it. And that's it, right? Famous words of a double TI winner.
Go with the flow. Feel where that game's going. So Secret, similar setup again. Nisha hiding away up top on the Morphling. Aloha Dance Rubik and General Ember Spirit going to be that off lane for FTM. Matu mid, Lone Druid against the Iceberg OD, and then down bottom is that big gathering of heroes. Puppy and Yapsaw, your Puck and Earthshaker with Zai, Legion. Always want to fly Jakiro and V-Tune Lifestealer hiding away as well. Where's Matu's bear going? He's wandering around, cutting down trees.
It's lost in the woods, leave it alone.
He's having a teddy bear picnic.
He's searching for his long-lost love in the Radiant jungle.
Where's my bamboo? I guess we called back to mid. Yeah, I just found it interesting he doesn't try and, steal bounty run up top or something.
Yeah, maybe he was trying to scout, or something like that. Not sure. Maybe he was also trying to check for the Radiant tops under the tier 1. Wasn't really watching his whole pattern of movements. I was busy looking at Yapzor down bottom.
You know what he was doing? Thinking, like, if FTM want to try and dodge the Lifestealer Legion lane, and they, like, we've seen all these players kind of sit mid with their side lane cores to swap lanes around. I guess he was scouting for that to see if Lifestealer and Ember Spirit were moving somewhere else.
So, okay, so I have to tell you though, historically that lane has been heavily favored for LC. It isn't as much anymore. LC
Okay.
is actually it's a bit harder lane for Zai than it used to be.
Is this like the attack speed and stuff getting changed?
Yeah, the
in
changes.
VTune?
Yeah. The changes to the feast, pretty much, are what did it.
And it does take a few levels for LC to kind of get to level 4 or 5 before she starts really pressuring. Well, she wants a high 5 in V2. We'll give it to her. Press the attack there, going to keep her topped up and healthy. Yeah, V2 just constantly clicking the Legion.
Because of that, she's pretty good versus Jakiro, right? Every spell, just
Dire's
press
top
the
tower
attack,
is under
you're
attack.
scot-free, you're fine.
That mid lane so far, 3 and 6. OD getting a ton of denies in. Matu sitting at 1 and 4. But he's got this nice juicy wave coming in under his tower. On bottom lane, Fisher there on to always want to fly, but Zai is very low. Press the attack to take off the dual breath, and off we go.
Their lanes are not going well. Mid lane, Lone Druid is crushed. That's why Iceberg is tipping him right now, because man, 3 last hits from OD, but 11 denies. if only he last hitted as well as he denies.
Yeah, imagine he was at 11-11 right now. Yeah, I don't think I've seen this before. 5-11. Ridiculous beginning here for that OD.
Well, that's really what every OD player wants to do. He just wants to make your life hell. He doesn't really care if he's gonna win or not, as long as he makes you miserable.
There it is.
Oh, wait.
First blood on Nisha with Slight Chains, Fade Bolt, and Lift.
Did he not morph there? What happened? I thought he... I looked away even. I saw them go on him, and then I looked away. I was like, he's fine. He's gonna morph and just... Alright.
Fairy Fire Morph should have been okay, but he wasn't.
Happens.
Good little pick. You're saying this all compounds that issue, right? Issue for Secret anyway. It's great for FTM getting that early laning stage start. General, 19 last hits. This is a position 1 Ember Spirit from the off lane.
Yeah, and this Ember Spirit can afford to go for a Vessel, because he is the real position 3, right?
Radiant's
So his
courier.
job is to get the Vessel in this game. Bottom lane.
Zai helps out by the double Fisher. V-Tune back into the trees to salve up, but always want to fly. He's been left here isolated. They need a few more punches. Yapza and Zai not quite with enough finally. Yappy with the boots advantage will be able to chase him down.
Yaps are always in the right position to help you out with some of those fissure blocks. He was creep skipping before as well, giving farm to Zai. And he has another fissure here. Oh,
And they try for it. V-Tune, he cuts into the trees, does get a bit of distance, but Zai with that moment of courage proc, level 2. Comes through and finds the lifestealer. This is a massive amount of experience and gold being wasted as well.
yeah, look at
Like,
these
always
waves.
3 waves coming in. Jakiro's happy, but lifestealer is definitely not.
He missed like 3 range creeps here. He didn't get a lot of experience. But yeah, always want to fly the highest level in his life at the 4th minute mark. He's having a
Level
blast.
4. 4 minutes 20. Always want to fly, hits level 4. Beautiful stuff. Mid lane. And there's the Fisher from Yapzor. Trying to alleviate the pressure that Matu's been facing.
Dire's courier
Astral
has been
is on cooldown. That Fairy Fire is only going to buy you so much time.
He tried to imagine the fissure away, you know. Didn't work the first time, moves again into it. Hopes that it's going to disappear, but yeah.
He turns around and loses vision of it. It's like, okay, if I turn around now, it'll be gone.
Yeah, very good rotations from Yapzor so far. This guy is a blast to watch on his shaker. Just always makes the right moves. General top.
Never refuse good.
Yeah, he's very low. Nisha's there with that waveform adaptive strike, but boots on general gets him enough distance. Does escape.
Doesn't even have to go back, Nisha. Just be careful instead.
Well, he will morph this time. But then, you know, we start looking back
Bottom.
towards mid lane, where bottom lane they're going for it.
No,
Looks
it's fine, it's
Zai
fine,
and
continue.
Yapzor getting out there. But yeah, the CS mid lane now is very, very close. Matsuma Man, I think, has been a little bit irritated by all the denies, so while Iceberg was dead, he went on a deny spree.
Therapeutic deny spree, right there.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Oh, another courier snipe. Yapzor on the money yet again.
Do you think we're all a little bit, you know, hurt for the future generations because of all the denies that we have suffered on the mid lane? Like, do you have any problems because of that? Do you have bad dreams from all the losses that you suffered on mid?
You know what used to be worse was like Shadow Demon or OD when you astral someone and you get no experience when you deny creeps.
Oh man, oh please no.
Those were the garbage times, man. Those are the times I have nightmares about.
What
Sniper
about-
Troll Juggernaut picked every game. OD can astral and deny 100% XP.
What about Laser from Tinker? Do you enjoy that? Do you like Laser? Let's talk about all the things you hate.
Now, I used to be the quintessential mid laner, toxic ego.
Iceberg?
Oh yeah, he's been caught by the Fisher. Astral. I'm not sure what's happened there, but he's been trapped up with the bear. Half HP OD still seems fine to turn around. Force Team Secret away from the mid lane and a rotation from Jakiro to help.
Yeah, so they have a ward there. They should be able to pick him off.
A nice dodge on the ice path. Drops his shoulder, turns around. The Fisher not coming thanks to another Astral. Iceberg should have enough damage here to take down Earthshaker, but it's always when a fly that actually secures the kill.
Damn, this is one big Jakiro. He's level 5 right now. Can they take the bear? He's very, very tanky. Should be able to escape. Yep.
Yeah, I think Tinker and Invoker were two of my
Oh,
two
I
of my
hate
go-to
you.
heroes.
Oh. Oh, dude. Okay, Invoker, fine, but...
Mid lane again? No, they can't get it. Unless? Or can they? Matu, he's just like claws, RNG. Give me the claws, there they are. And tangle him up, and he's got Savage Roar as backup. Doesn't even need to use it.
Yeah, those astral imprisonments really aren't working. You can't use it. He uses it, and Matu just gets out of it with the bear, and El Doge mows you down. El Doge. Yeah, I'm actually very glad that Matu is back with his lone druid. Boxy has been the reigning champion on the hero for the last, I would say, year or so. Matu didn't really play that much, but he's a treat to watch as well.
Is under attack.
Boxy Lone Druid?
Sorry, not Boxy, Koikwa. Koikwa,
Okay.
of course. Yeah, yeah.
You worried me there for a second. Like, have I blacked out?
No.
I've not seen Boxy Lone Druid. But yeah, I agree. Koikwa has been...
This is the
go-to
play.
for that. It's a dual win.
This is the play. You feed him. You made him chubby on this
Poppy though,
Jakiro.
top lane. Having to orb away, but they've got the Searing Chains. He can't get out of there with a jaunt. Nisha into Ember Spirit mode. He's still trying to make a play here on Aloha Dance. Not easy though.
He's got the sticks. He's got the Fairy Fire. Yep. Okay, Puppy died top, but they did get a dual victory down bottom, so 10 damage going Legion's way.
Radiant's
A
middle
bit
tower
better
is
trade,
under
I would
attack.
say, for Secret. But Puppy needs to be careful. They have so many disables here and so many ways to lock him down.
And they found the Jakiro again. Same place, same time. Deja vu for Jakiro.
Oh man, they really
Kimchi
did
claims
something.
the bounty.
There really is something with Always Wanna Fly and this position 5. Don't get me wrong, he's an amazing captain, obviously. He's been captaining many CIS teams in the past and is doing really well with this as well, this iteration of FlyToMoon. But there's something
Radiant's
comical
courier
about him
has been
dying.
killed.
There just is.
That's why he's got that nickname, you know? Always want to die.
Yeah, I know.
And I think I don't think people, or at least I don't, use it, you know, like kind of offensively. It's just a cheeky little. He gives his life for the cause.
Yeah, of course.
He knows his place. Top
He's a
lane.
position 5.
Oh,
He missed it
Aloha Dance
twice.
doesn't quite get the courier. He missed uphill on that courier twice, did he? You know, lose his life for it. It's Puppy and Nisha. Magic burst damage galore.
Mid lane, always wanna fly or die. Fly this time. He's fine. He had that Macropyre going for him as well. And this is kind of... Oh no. Oh, the bear is
He just
coming.
wants to buy boots. Bear, let him buy boots, please. Always want to fly is 70 gold away.
Damn, that bear actually dropped really low.
Yeah, resummon it out. Liquid Fire, pretty good against Bear, but only 1 point here from Always Wanna Fly. 2
He
points
did
in
a-
Ice Path.
He scouts Yabzor out. And this is actually a really good play from Always Wanna Fly. He defends the tower versus the Carti wave, right? So they don't lose that mid-tier 1. Iceberg couldn't stay there any longer. He was killed 2 times. He cannot stay anymore. He needs to farm the jungle. He needs to find his farm. And because of that, they put the position 5 mid lane. He survives. He outpushes the wave. And then he also scouts Yabzor on the right side. These small things really do matter in the laning stage.
Oh, General is hunting behind tier 1 top lane, gets the chains as Puppy.
Mid lane as
Found
well.
by his own orb, while mid lane Always Wanna Fly. Yet again, bodyguarding the OD mid.
Dire's top tower.
And this
is
is
under
where Nisha
attack.
now kind of swings down to bottom lane. We're 12 minutes in. Pressure that lifestealer, try and force V-Tune to make the mirror movement top, but FTM not going for the expected move where you just shift your heroes and mirror the action of your opponents, but they bring OD down here and V-Tune's really baiting.
He's baiting the
He
duel.
is trying so hard. He wants it to happen, but the Astral used preemptively there onto Zai, throw the Santi's Eclipse in there, and this Legion Commander with a press the attack and the stick and the raindrops getting back into the forest.
Puppy's here.
Safe and sound. Puppy not level 6 yet though, so no Dream Coil. And Yapsor's Earthshaker in the shadows, lurking towards that top part of the fight
Mid
there.
lane.
Not able to get in while mid lane Aloha Dance. There are the roots, the entangling claws connect. And Matu claims his mega kill streak.
Aloha Dance actually had a pretty neat play there with stealing the Savage Roar and managing to catch both Matu and the bear with it. But Mask of Madness gives, and Phase Boots obviously, you just have so much movement speed. You get on top of Rubik again, 1 entangle was enough. This build from Matu, did you check it? So it's quite ordinary, everyone is doing it. The Mask of Madness into Desolator. That's what allows you to pick Lone Druid and Morphling, because you're just so active early on as Lone Druid. You're not AFK for 20 minutes waiting your Radiance. You're just constantly creating pressure.
Yeah, it's why I feel Necro has become such a popular item, especially for like even position 3, Queen of Pain, Tusk, whoever now. It's small incremental build-up. You don't have to wait for that 2,000 gold for Blink Dagger or the 3.8k for Radiance, the Relic into Radiance. It is like, I'm going to buy a little bit of Sage's Mask, I'm going to buy a little bit of this belt, I'm going to buy a recipe, and then we've got an item. And it's just a high-impact item.
And more to your point, Sage's Mask was the best possible way to get mana in the last few patches. It was...
Yeah. Well, look who it is.
Slide.
That's exactly who it is, or who it was. The tombstone
so-
left.
So usually, if he feeds, you know, if this happens, it's fine. But he needs to be careful this game. He is playing versus a Legion Commander, right? So all these deaths might bite him in the ass later on, as Legion Commander has 20 dual damage already.
Radiant structures are fortified.
And Team Secret bringing some pretty hefty numbers mid. A double damage Morphling. Kind of wanted to go for that tier 1 mid lane, but instead we'll just more efficiently farm the jungle.
He's
They've
actually
left
going
Puck top to just defend that top tier 2.
Puck needs to be careful. There is a general lurking. If he uses that orb offensively, he misses the chains.
Barely though.
Yep.
That phase shift was just on time. Legion Commander looking for another duel. Popping raindrops on her way through this bottom lane.
Radiant
Some of
Securing
that
the
making-
tier 1,
is under
right?
attack.
Nisha with the DD just goes into the... Oh, top lane. Matt.
Dire's middle
Yeah.
tower
Two
is
here.
under attack.
I should be able to get him right. He doesn't have a defensive remnant out there, and with a TP duel, not
The
only
pre-
does Matthew continue his streak, but Zai gets another win.
The press the attack on the bear is so sick. That bear gets such a crazy amount of attack speed that Ember disappeared there.
And we are really quickly getting to that period of the game where you mentioned that Deso Mom on the bear is going to be hitting, but you've also got Zai, who... Wait, does he have... Is that a Blade Mail coming, or is it
Yeah,
Helm
yeah.
of the Dominator? No, it's Helm of the Dominator.
Sick.
So you've got a Helm, you're going to have Deso Mom, you're going to have, you know, this double bracer Puck being tanky, elusive, and annoying. This Manta Morphling diving tier 1, finding Aloha Dance. Needs a little more help from Yapzor here.
Iceberg is here.
Rubik trying TP, because the bear has found him. Savage Roar connecting. And they will finish him off.
Puppy mid.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Yeah, Iceberg finding him.
So this Helm of Dominate, I've seen a couple of players in EU that buy Vessel on Legion Commander and spam games with her like that, and I've seen a couple that go the Dominator. Not too many though. Dominator in this game is fine because of the aura, really. The aura is pretty good, and if you get something like an Ogre Frost Mage, obviously it helps quite a lot versus a Lifestealer, so that's kind of cool.
I'm going to give that bear some more damage. And catching out Nisha's Morphling. He is very difficult to bring down, though, even with Iceberg whacking away at him. He has to retreat now, even with Ice Path follow through.
Morphling is considered softly countered by the OD, right? So if Iceberg does find his farm, this game can become a bit complicated for Nisha.
Well, the bear's being focused. Open wounds and Macropire, they kill off Matumbaman's little pet.
Really, if you think about these scores, usually Lifestealer is considered to be one of the better ones versus Lone Druid, and OD is considered one of the best versus Morphling, right? So they're not really in the meta as hard as Lone Druid is and as hard as Morphling is, but if the game is right for them, they can definitely do the work.
The big worry for both of them is going to be this Yapzor Blink Dagger, which is ready now.
Dire's middle tower is under
Blink
attack.
Echo Slam, it's going to be coming. And I wouldn't be surprised to see Secret really smoke up and start gathering together to make plays. FTM are trying something top. 3 heroes are there looking for tier 2. But Puppy is continually just shoving out wave with that level 4 orb.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
You know, that's where all
Hiding in
his
the
farm
trees.
usually comes from. He also has 2 bracers, so he's not really Zai bottom lane. Aloha Dance.
Yeah, they've been hunting for this one for a while. Secret straight onto the Rubik. The TP from OD, he cancels it. Doesn't want to complete. Secondary TP also.
But this is
back on.
This is pretty much telling Secret the tier 2 is theirs. For sure, they don't have to back off. If they cancel 2 ports, they have absolutely no ways of defending this tier 2. The only question is, do they want to run mid or top to set up for the next fight?
They Dreamcall General. He's gone in behind that tier 1. Leashed up, they infest inside. General, he's still trying to play around and find the putt kill as they do bomb out with a Lifestealer. But Rage on cooldown now as Zai sprinting forward, doesn't have duel for another 7 seconds. Nice path again with a Blink Echo. Yapzor utilizing that item pickup beautifully as they continue hunting for more targets. 2 down and the third one should be General. Cooldown on Remnants. 10 seconds to go, but he's slipped away through the trees. They don't get him. But still a great debut of that Blink from Yapzor.
Iceberg Agonist? Oh, that's a good duel from Zai. He might not get him, but because of that, Nisha is safe.
They might get 2 kills, even if it's not a dual win. Nisha gets hit by the Eclipse, but this Morphling Manta jumping forward and into OD mode. He might try and Astral himself to press the attack. Keeps him healthy as the bear arriving now for the backstab into the Rubik. Aloha Dance. He makes a little buddy of his own, but it is a slaughterhouse here as Team Secret destroying FlyToMoon over in this top lane, and they've got a full long lane of towers to go and collect.
Man, I didn't see a Rubik steal bear in a really long time. That looked so stupid. He just summons the bear and dies with him instantly. Good play by Zai. That duel there on the OD was really necessary. If he didn't do it, there's an Ags on OD. They were in real danger. There was an opportunity for Ember with the Vessel and the OD with Ags to really take Nisha out of the game. So, good play. But they got all there.
Sorry, they got all there.
They got all their big items. You have an MKB, you have the MKB on El Doge, you have the Blink Dagger on Earthshaker. You're just ready to fight.
Yeah. If that DD had been picked up by Morphling, this Roshan would be much faster. FTM, they've got to know this is happening. They scan, but it is all too little too late. Roshan is down. Aegis there as a Fisher
Good
does
block.
block the Lifestealer down. He infests into the Helm Creep. The Ogre gets blown up and this V-Tune gets dueled. The Lifestealer has walked too far forward. You do not run down staircases alone like that. And the Dream Coil from Poppy catching Ember Spirit. He's leashed. He can't get away from this. He's chain stunned, but no, not quite. They will Fisher him off to the left-hand side and the final little orb adaptive strike, but the gap close not quite there from Team Secret. Even if MatoMoon is still giving chase, they won't be able to breach high ground to find him.
That was such a nice adaptive strike from Morphling to break the chain, right? To break Buck's ulti. That was pretty cool as well. Because of that, Ember gets stunned a little bit longer. They didn't really have enough time to kill him though. Ember is pretty tanky. He has Power Treads, a Spirit Vessel, and the Ring of Aquila, so he's a tough one.
Is under attack. Radiant structures are
This
fortified.
bear just destroys buildings. Ember,
Yeah, he is incredibly low. He's still going to go with a slight chains and a Blink Echo from Yapsor, only catching Always Wanna Fly because of that sleight of fist from General. And the duel from Zai, yes, V-Tune's in there, but he's healthy and he can turn to fight against Nisha while Yapsor falls. FTM holding their line and making sure the high ground isn't breached, but they're all so low and running out of resources. But so are Team Secret. The Bear very aggressively moving on to the OD, but the Sandy's Eclipse will clear through Zai, and the Lifesteal is back into the fight, but the three-man Dream Call, but it starts as well. That Wedding Rift, beautiful from Puppy. Ice Path onto Nisha, but he's got Aegis and Manta to slip himself out of danger as the Bear returns for round 3 of this fight. He's so low and cleared up by the Slight. General gets the job done. MatoMoon, he needs to get out of here now. He might lose a second Bear. But he roots up the Rubik, and Morphling comes back in. This fight really has been extended by Secret for so long, and MatoMoon barely getting out that true form.
General.
Tons of HP remaining. A move up to high ground. V-Tune with Always on a Fly, and now General, he wants the two-man slight chains. He needs to wait a second. Remnant forward into the Ice Path. Misses out on the chains there on the Morphling, but he still gets Matu very low as Aegis gets popped. But Yapsor's coming in. The Fisher block. Lifestealer can't keep giving chase to the Savage Roar, and Yapsor jumps forward. The perfect enchant totem, and V-Tune is done for. He's rooted and caught between 3 painful Secret heroes. FlyToMoon dismantled by Secret's outplays.
Always Wanna Fly. He bought back for this, but he's gonna live. At least he moves back. Yeah, you said it perfectly well. They were dismantled. FlyToMoon, they have so many spells. Oh, hold that.
It's not done yet. It's not done yet. Fisher's there onto Always Wanna Fly. Puppy and Nisha still toying with the idea of continuing the fight, but now Nisha might have overstepped. The Waning Rift again. Puppy buying so much time and space, but Morphling still in the Astral and the Ice Path. Fisher, it's great onto 2. Can the Morph get out of this one though? Waveform, no. They've got the root, the Stolen Dream Coil, but in comes Zai, looking for the duel, looking for the Entangle as well, and they catch out the OD. No duel though, thanks to a stun, but Puppy keeps on going. Another sick Fisher block. A double for Matu, but Yapsor with Puppy are hunting and dueling Zai. Looking for a Aloha dance, but not quite finding it. The big bad bear, hungry for blood, infest and then sprint towards the lone druid. Lift, cancel by the press the attack. And the jump again. Puppy is relentless with these initiations. And Yapsor is gorgeous from him onto the 2 primary targets he needed. They're not dead, but this is close to over. Yapsor, Zai, they are pretty deep here now. Shadow Amulet to hide him, but the double banish. Bear needs to do a lot of work now. They want a Fisher. Yapsor has it ready in a second. Wait for the rage to expire. Look for the OD. What's he going to aim for? He's thinking about it, and it will be Iceberg. 1 Astral is all he has left. Pushed over the Fisher by the adaptive strike. Yapsor can't keep the chain stuns going. What is happening in these fights? MatoMoon is behind tier 3s. He's entangling claws, and a Dream Coil does catch General, but Lifesteal is still shredding through the Bear. Astral's there for Iceberg as well, saving up the Ember Spirit, and Matu has been left to Savage Roar and try and escape from danger.
Ulti.
But this Eclipse being pinged. General's like, why? You didn't need to do that.
The tips. Are you alive, Gareth? Are you fine, dude? Do you need a
What
drink?
is happening?
That fight started around the 20th minute mark, and now it's 25. You were literally play-by-playing for 5 minutes almost, man. That was insane. The reason why FlyToMoon is able to sustain themselves so long. Oh, not always want to fly is because they have not a mech, not anything like that, but they have the OD with the Astral Imprisonment to save targets constantly, multiple times because of the Aghanims build. Even though he's not really farmed, he just has the Aghanims. And they also have the Life Stealer versus the Lone Druid. So every time Vitun drops low, he open wounds the bear and just heals up a little bit, mashes him up, and then continues fighting on the other side. But YapzOr, man, he's just soloing these teamfights. Okay.
So close with the Fissure, but they've got this Dream Coil, and Nisha's arrival, OD, he's on 50 HP. I don't think you're escaping this one, no matter how many Astrals you've got. Team Secret have you surrounded. Dead for 77 seconds.
Now that's a big one. He doesn't have a buyback. That's a very, very big kill. But it looks like YapzOr really is that Joker on the side of Secrets. He just turns everything. He just turns every single fight. So many echoes on the top lane, or on the bottom lane, even inside of the Radiant base. And those fissures blocking Life Stealer next to the pit, right? That's where it all started. Then afterwards, blocking different heroes multiple times. Blocking Aloha Dance before the stairs. Top blue. And oh, he is caught now.
Yeah, they're giving it a go. He will land the Fissure. No, he won't. I've lied, because that Ice Path is there, but General still dies. YapzOr finally removed by Always Wanna Fly, but now 3 heroes down. FTM don't have a way to defend their base. Life Stealer can't 1v4 this.
Yeah, there's a Fissure and there's Fade Bolt from Rubik, so he will delay this a little bit at least. The Fade Bolt obviously
The bear, though.
get some damage off of them. Oh,
Ooh,
he missed it.
Nisha missing slight chains. Wait, the bear has Moonshard. MKB Mom Deso, but the hero, Matumaman's actual lone druid hero, is dead.
Oh, there we go. That's the Fissure from the Rubik as well. And this is a pretty decent game for Rubik when you think about it. He does have that Fissure to steal, and that already is game changing. The Fissure plus Arcane Supremacy just works so well. Such a long duration stun, and it's instant cast. It's not like a Shaker, you don't have to wind it up, so it worked really well against Matu there.
45 seconds till fast spawn on Roshan. That's something that Secret are going to be eyeing up. That could really just end the game. Give them the opportunity to breach the tier 3s. But FTM are the ones that need to smoke, make moves. 15k in the hole as Team Secret have this pretty hefty lead. And they do move out across the map.
YapzOr.
Ward from YapzOr, Shadow Amulet there as well. He's under some reveal.
No.
And they jump out as 4 heroes with a double damage room, but the Secret team are coming in, swinging forward with Nisha and Puppey, hunting Always Wanna Fly and taking them out of the fight. Zai is there with a Dream Call on OD. They allow the TP of Morphling out back to safety in the fountain. And Secret get a 1-for-1 trade, but they also stop FTM from getting objectives.
It was a pretty good pick-off, right, on the Life Stealer, and they're getting some more farm on Iceberg. And right now it looks like Iceberg really is just this Astral Imprisonment. As long as he doesn't allow anyone to die, General and Vitun will do the work.
Out goes Puppey. Immediate buyback and TP to mid.
Matu's already there.
And they want to try and find the jump and catch. Zai deep behind enemy lines, but they've got the OD. He's shredded. Dead for a minute. Vitun kind of stranded here as well. Nisha going to handle him nicely. As the rest of FTM, they are dodging, diving, trying to duck away from this fight, but they've got the duel. The winner is General. Ember Spirit gets the victory, but FTM, they've got Vitun still going. He's taken down Nisha somehow, and Matu is now the one left to his own devices. The rest of the squad has been removed. They've got a buyback on the Legion. They're coming in to try and save them. YapzOr has Echo, but no Blink now. Cancelled for a second by the Life Stealer. But Matu gets the double kill, taking down the supports first.
No
and
duel.
a Rage TP with no duel means he does get home safely.
Yeah, they have a courier in the pit, so they should know Rosh is up. They could go for it if they wanted to, but when you have a lone druid, it's so tempting to just take objectives instead. That whole fight started off pretty well for FlyToMoon, but they're struggling a little bit to coordinate the Fissure from the Rubik, the Ice Pad from the Jakiro, and the Astral Imprisonment. You can see it very many times. They use Fissure, Ice Pad, and then they imprison afterwards, which kind of messes up their whole team fight.
And it feels real bad for them when you lose your... you lose your OD and the fight still looks kind of
Radiant's
okay
bottom
for
tower
you,
is
even
under
one hero
attack.
down. I do wonder what it would have been like if Iceberg hadn't been just annihilated in the first 2 seconds of the fight.
Yeah, he just disappeared. When the bear is on him and he doesn't have the imprisonment to work with, he just dies.
Arcane energies.
But if he's able to use this imprisonment in a way in which he just messes up the coordination on the side of Secret, like he imprisons the LC while she's dueling, or deletes Matumba Man from the game, he's already useful.
Another smoke. FTM want to try and break the mold here, but smoke pops and ward spotted. Secret no. As the sentry placed down by Always Wanna Fly, the bear backstabbing and a Fisher there. Onto 2 with the Dream Coil only catching Jakiro. It might just be Always Wanna Fly being ditched by his squad, but Astrals do buy time. Slow down the Matu bear, keep Always Wanna Fly alive for now. And they press the attack the bear, and Matumba Man still looking to turn and fight. The buyback from Always Wanna Fly is they want to secure this Roshan fight. It is high priority. It is absolutely vital that FTM do not give Roshan here to Secret.
Does he have a... Okay, he does have a bear to resummon, so... it's still difficult a little bit for Secret now to commit into this fight, because they're aware that they only have one bear, right? And you are always... okay, they smoke up, they're gonna go for it. They know there's... How many buybacks are there on the side of...
Earthshaker.
Yeah.
That's it. No, the Earthshaker is the only hero in the game with
Only
buybacks.
hero in
I was
the
literally
game.
just about to bring that up. OD
Yeah.
will have one in like 5 seconds. And it looks like as his timer starts to run out.
There's a double damage rune on the bottom lane. It looks like General will scout it out. But they need to be careful. Always Wanna Fly is going towards them. Oh no, not again.
Jackie boy! Astraling the Morphling. But what can you do to stop him from maneuvering? He's already got his attribute shift off. V-Tune trying to go wild on Tanisha here, but again, yes, you've got a DD rune, but you're being controlled up. You've been left alone here by your team. No backup for V-Tune. He's dead without buyback as they chase down the OD now. Iceberg, he tries to turn with Astral and Santi's Eclipse, but it is not enough by any means. And Secret with a double kill off the back of that, go diving in for a
that's
tier 3,
game.
and GG is called. It is over. Secret 2-0ing FTM here in some pretty convincing manner, as General going to be the final sacrifice to the Secret Gods.
I really think FlyToMoon... Yeah, they did get destroyed. It is 2-0, but then again, it is versus Secret, who are destroying everyone in their way. They should be a bit satisfied with the way they played. I think this last game was also very interesting to watch. They managed to outplay Team Secret in a couple of really long, prolonged team fights, but it was so difficult. Just look at Matu, 23-2 on the lone druid. This is one of the records when it comes to the amount of kills that he had. It was... So you pick this OD. It's considered a good counter to the Morphling versus the LC as well. It's good if she doesn't duel you, you have the imprisonment to work with a dual target. That's also fine. But when you're under-leveled and under-farmed, the bear is just mauling you. And they made a couple of those Earthshaker. Remember when the draft was happening, we were talking about, please don't make this a Yabzor show. He goes mid, Fissure blocks a couple of times, and that's it for Iceberg. It really did feel that way. General and V-Tune, they had to do all the heavy lifting, and they did. But man, Matu, just the bear had everything. He was 6-slotted in the end. Had the basher as well.
Yeah, there was also a couple of moments that I was definitely confused at where Iceberg would astral the bear, and I saw a couple of people
And
saying
it just
that
popped out, right?
if you resummon the bear, it removes debuffs, so you can just like resummon the bear and make sure that it just like it's like half a second duration on astral. So it feels like now that the matchup between Lone Druid and OD is even worse for OD, and now is pretty disastrous. But good attempt by FlyToMoon. Yeah, they're showing that they can definitely step up in these team fights and kind of match a little bit in playstyle up against teams like Secret, against VP. But drafting-wise, Secret, it feels like they're on another level. As the lower bracket continues, lizZard tomorrow, Team Liquid against Secret, and then the winner up against Team Nigma. Should be an exciting day for the finals.
Yeah, all of these things. I don't know about you, but I've been just enjoying myself for the last 2-3 days, right? All these games, top tier teams. It's just every single game is fun to watch. It's not like Secret is just crushing everyone. That's why they're here playing versus FlyToMoon, but so many different strategies as well. It's not all about the zoo. Mostly it is, but not all about it. Like in this game, you didn't really have any big zoo heroes, right, on the side of FlyToMoon or on the side of Secret. So it was refreshing
Lone
to watch
Druid,
something. Yeah,
kinda.
actually, yeah, you're
Like
right.
it's like Lone
Like
Lone Druid's
Super
half.
Zoo.
Lone Druid is half, and Zai Legion Commander with Helm is half, right? So
Yeah,
together they make like one zoo
that's
hero.
true. That's true. That's true. I take it back. Iceberg, Ice Frog, Iceberg, Ice Frog. Please ban the zoo. What do you think is gonna happen? Are Necros gonna be nerfed the most? I guess so, right? That item is busted.
See, I just don't know which way they go, because usually when something like this happens, like with illusions, right? You think about the
Yeah.
illusion nerfs we had over time. Usually it's like reduced damage from illusions to buildings or to
Yeah.
heroes, or uh, it's difficult to say because Necro allows you to farm jungle fast, push lanes, push towers, kill heroes.
Gives you
I
everything,
don't,
right? Yeah.
it might be something like they remove last will damage or something. Like legitimately, if they take that down by 200 or 300 damage on the last from the little warrior when you kill him.
Maybe take one Sage's mask away and add the difference to the recipe or something like that
Oh,
as well.
like
You
with
know?
pipe.
Yeah,
They
like
did
with
that to
pipe.
pipe, and no one buys it anymore. They gave
The
it it's like a 200 gold recipe, and everyone's like, "No, I refuse
vessel
to buy this item."
vessel as well, taking away the windlace and giving it 1,000 gold recipe. That was a pretty
Yeah,
nice hit as well. It could be something like that. But
at
I
least
don't
they
know.
gave that a nice
I
little
still
aura.
enjoy the top tier Dota a lot. It's still fun to watch as long as games aren't way too one sided. It's still fun to watch.
Well, there we have it. That rounds out things for today. Tomorrow, starting, I believe, at 3 p.m. CEST, will be the lower bracket final, Liquid up against Secret, and straight after that, the best of 5 grand final. So make sure you tune back in tomorrow. I believe I'm doing lower bracket final. I can't remember who with. It's either you or Trent. I think it might be
It's one of
Trent.
us too. Yeah.
Yeah, and then it's me and Trent doing low bracket final. So yeah, make sure to come in tomorrow. Lizard, it's been a pleasure as always. Always fun
Yep.
casting and watching Dota 2 with you.
Yeah, it
See
was
you
fun.
all tomorrow. Bye.